Today we have Kate Slankard, avian biologist for the Department of Fish and Wildlife. And Kate, we're here to talk about a very interesting bird, the barn owl.
That's right.
Not the barred owl, the barn owl.
That's right.
They look a lot different. And we got a project we're trying to increase the numbers, correctly?
That's right. This year we're doing a statewide inventory for the barn owl. This is a species we've been working on for about 6 years now, and every 3 years we do inventory statewide, trying to find as many barn owls as we can. And this is the year of the barn owl again.
You really need the public's help to locate these birds, correct?
That's exactly right. Most of these birds are on private land, and so, in order to do surveys for them, we need private landowners to tell us when they see them.
It's called a barn owl, so I'm guessing that a barn is probably a good place to start to look for these, but they'll also nest in other locations. It doesn't have to be a barn.
That's absolutely right. It's a good name. They do use barns quite often, but they'll use just about any man-made structure and some natural structures. We find them a lot in silos. We'll find them in elevated hunting blinds, even in old chimneys that aren't capped. But they also use hollow trees and sometimes caves and rock shelters.
If you wanted someone to kind of keep an eye out or to be listening for a barn owl, what would be some good characteristics that they would either look for or listen for?
Well, the thing about barn owls is they do not hoot. Most owls make a hoot kind of noise. Barn owls actually don't make any noises that I would describe as pleasant. They mostly screech, and it sounds kind of like stepping on a cat's tail, or some people say a lady screaming.
Oh my gosh, that scream, if I was in the woods and heard that scream, I think my blood would run cold.
It's very eerie. I hear it often, and it scares me every time.
It sounds like something that you would hear on a horror movie. It really does. I mean, it's like a banshee scream.
It is.
It's the only way I can describe it. Okay, what do we got here today?
Well, another way that we can look for barn owls is by looking for the sign that they leave. And, owls regurgitate pellets. It's the undigested parts of what they eat.
So this has been regurgitated, coming out of the mouth, okay.
It has, and barn owls have a very distinctive pellet. I'm going to put some gloves on here. And they leave piles of these behind in the barns and silos and other places that they use. And oftentimes, to look and see if a barn owl's been using a barn, we simply walk the floor of the barn and look for a pile of pellets.
Okay.
So we can find this on barn floors. Sometimes we'll see a white splatter around it where the bird has been roosting.
Now, just looking at this, visually, it looks like it's got quite a bit of fur. So I'm guessing they eat mammals.
They do, yeah. They mostly are interested in eating rodents, mice, and voles, and so they're very beneficial to have around on farms for keeping rodents at bay. And we can actually see exactly what the birds have been eating by looking inside these pellets and pulling them apart.
Oh, wow. I think that's teeth.
Yeah. And it's amazing what you'll pull out of these pellets nearly whole. Here's a vole skull.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
I think there actually might be another one in this same pellet. So these birds are just amazing at controlling rodent populations. They will get rid of several mice in an evening for you.
So if someone is walking through their barn or around an abandoned house where they think there could be one there and they see this, what do they need to do next?
If they don't mind to take a picture and put something in it for size reference, like a quarter, and send it in to us, usually we can identify it just from the picture.
And then if they have a good location for a potential nest, then we would provide them with what's behind us, which we'll pick up here in a second, which is called what?
A nest box.
A nest box. And this is specific for a barn owl, correct?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So, and do they keep a pretty clean nest?
No, they are not known for being clean birds. These boxes, we can tell if they've been used because they will get full of those black pellets in the bottom. So they leave a lot of sign behind them, makes them, it easy for us to find them.
So we've been monitoring barn owls for how many years now in Kentucky?
About 6 years.
About 6 years. And how many do we think we have?
So during the first inventory, we found just 25 nesting pairs statewide. We have a lot of good habitat in Kentucky. We should have a lot more. So we started putting a lot of work into these birds, and we would put nest boxes up where we found birds that needed a safer nest site. And then we've been repeating this inventory, and now we know that we have over 50 nesting pairs, but we're just halfway through this inventory. So this year we're hoping to find maybe 75 or 100.
So if someone finds these pellets or hears sounds that sound like an owl, a barn owl, then what they'd want to do then is to call the Department of Fish and Wildlife at 1-800-858-1549 and ask for the non-game bird program, correct?
That's right.
And then you guys would come out or take a look at the pictures and potentially put one of these boxes in.
That's right. We will put boxes up wherever there's evidence of barn owls. We can't put them up just for folks that are interested in barn owls, but if there's owls there and they need a safer site, we do come out and put up a box.
Well, thank you. Like I said, we really need everyone's help, eyes and ears, to help locate these. So thanks again for coming out and talking to us today.
Well, thanks for having me.